see if this is gonna work. Alright, looks like we are online again. And okay. Just had to fix the setup a little bit. Alright. That. Okay. And we are back. Sorry, I had to move that. I know it was a little bit of a hiatus. I know. But I did end up, cutting myself pretty good with the X-Acto knife. And I ended up in the hospital. So, I'm good. We're getting back on this. Luckily, we got all the X-Acto knife stuff done. I got myself a light bulb. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to transferring our patterns. Sorry. Light juice. Transferring our patterns onto our fleece. I love using fleece, it's very nice. It's very nice for getting more of the cartoony effect when it comes to suits. I use fleece. Let me go grab one of my heads and I'll show you. I always keep one by. If you guys recognize this one, this was back when we did the 1 year special, I believe. But this head right here is all fleece. It does add a nice cartoony effect to it. You don't have to worry about brushing it too much, and it's a lot easier to clean. But on the same hand, when it comes to fleece material, you don't want too many creases. And I'm being very quiet because my family's sleeping upstairs. But yeah, you don't want too many creases. As you can see here, there's no crease here, except in the small backings here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our duct tape and we're going to break it apart so that it's going to lay flat without using too many creases. So when I sew it up, you're going to get a nice smooth finish here. So I'm going to put you back because I do not want you to get sewn together. Use that. Okay. Fleece is also very inexpensive. You could go and get fleece for, I think, usual on sale price for Joann's. It's like $3 to $4 a yard, which is pretty good, especially when you get it on clearance when it's half off. So we're going to go ahead and take our duct tape pieces here. Now, as you can see, I have these little key points lined all over. So what I need to do is I'm going to flip it, reverse it, and put the same exact key points on the opposite side. And yes, I know this is a long process, but like I said in the description, fursuits take time. I've had my mom's Moody, which is a fire and ocean unicorn. That took about 4 days, well, 4 or 5 days to fully complete. And that was a nightmare because she wanted it to be like a hobby horse. So the mane was actually made out of pieces of yarn. And putting all that together, it's short. So as you can see, I'm going to go with my permanent marker and I'm just going to follow the exact keyholes right here. You want them to be exact because once you put them on, there's pretty much no going back. I'll try to make this as fast as I can so that I can transfer the fabric. And then we can get some good sewing done so then it's actually going to look like Pinkie Pie. I am going to just do this one. Do not miss any keyholes. Honestly, the more keyholes you have on your pattern, the easier it is going to be to realign it. Because I have had situations in the past where I only had like 5 or 6, and it just screwed up the entire thing. So getting back on schedule, I'm going to do 2 live streams. One on Wednesday and one on Thursday. That's because they are my days off. There will also be a regular schedule upload on Sunday. Again, I have a full-time job, so I just do YouTube for fun. I don't plan on making any money, so you guys don't have to sit through commercials. But I would rather not be paid and then have you guys endure countless ads about stuff that you really don't need. Than to, basically, oh wow, 25 views, let's see, divide that by such and such, and that means I make absolutely nothing. That's okay. I don't care. I'm just glad that you guys stuck around after the little incident with the knife. Now, there will be other trips coming up. I know the trip videos don't get too many views, but it's family time. And my grandmother doesn't have that much longer. So, we are going to be taking her to Baltimore, Maryland next month, and then we are going to, where will we end up going to? Myrtle Beach, where I will be looking for homes. Not because I don't want to be famous, well, I really don't, but the houses down there are cheap, and I could get a job working on the casino boat. And I don't mind living at the beach. I know it's a little touristy, but it's a lot better than here. I really wish I could have gotten some filming over at the tattoo convention, but I should tell you guys, it was a $20 door fee just to get in, and there really wasn't anything that I could record because people don't like to be recorded sometimes, especially when they are under the needle. Plus, I didn't go. I figured the one over at Sands is a lot better because it's like a $10 door fee, and you get to do so much more there. But that's okay. Alright, getting down to the last few here. Then we will transfer it to fabric. Oh, and if you're wondering, those Zord balls, I don't recommend you doing them on the beach. Because when we did them, there was so much sand in those balls that we had to wear goggles. And even with the goggles, we basically looked like we just got done with very, very poorly drunken sand art class. Like, we had sand everywhere. Except for where the goggles were. Alright. Don't worry, it's not alcoholic. Just lemonade. So I'm going to move this big stencil out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and grab our fleece. Oh, I should also mark. Always mark everything. Back. Right. Face. And whatever symbol you use, which I used kind of an arrow with a heart, well, actually a diamond and heart. So, heart, diamond, then this would be the bottom. Because then I'm going to add an extra, I would say about 5 or 6 inches, just so that it's going to wrap around the bottom of the face when I go ahead and sew that on with, I can't think of it. Upholstery needles. Upholstery needles are the very, very long, heavy needles. Ones you're going to actually need to use your hand to do it. And then the top here, Ow. So you see, everything is labeled. Tells me what place, where the bottom is, where the top is, and every single one of my keyholes. Sharpies are a girl's best friend. Get them. Well, any kind of crafter's best friend. Walmart's having, it's not sponsored by Walmart, don't worry, but they're having like their back to school sale, so Sharpies are, I think, 5 of these kind for like $2 or something like that. I'm just going to wait until they go on like a bigger clearance when the Halloween stuff comes in. Alright. Now when working with fleece, you're going to have two sides. You're going to have your fuzzy side, which is actually going to be where the front of the face is. Then you flip it over and there's a smoother side. So this is what's going to be attached to the foam. So, I'm going to take my fleece, I'm going to give it a nice little pull test. If I pull it this way, sideways, it doesn't really stretch too much. But if I pull it downward, I get a little bit more of a spring. So since we are going to be basically taking it, pulling it, and then sewing it up, I do want a little bit more tug on the bottom. So, I'm going to take my fleece, I'll wing it. Lay it out nice and smooth. If you have an iron, you might want to iron out your fabric, but I don't, and that's perfectly fine. Just a few runs around with your hand, and it'll be nice and smooth. Also, when working with fleece, as you can tell, the table here, I don't know if you can tell them here, but I'll lift it up. This is like the felt from a poker table. Alright, you get that pretty much at any kind of craft store. You definitely want to be working on it, because what it's going to do is going to take your fleece and lock it in, because now I can't move it. So now, you got that handled. Place your stencil down. And try to flatten it out as much as you can. This is pretty flat, but I am seeing a nice ripple here, right on the side. So, in order for me to have a nice flat stencil, I'm going to need to split the stencil in half. Again, trying to make sure that I don't have too many seams. See, this is the back, and that's going to be the front. So I'm going to leave the front the way it is, because I don't need to mess with that. And there go my duckies. I'm going to find the middle. I'm going to give it a nice clean cut. For this, I only need about a 1.5 inch cut. There we go. Again, you shouldn't be doing it with these kind of scissors, because these are your fabric scissors. I forgot to grab my other ones. Shame on me, I know. So now that I push it down, my pattern lays flat. Now I'm also going to take into account that I do want to have a larger bottom. So I'm just going to pull my fabric out, give myself a good, what do I say, 4 inch, 3 inch, 5 inch. It looks like I could wrap around about 3 inches. So I'm going to give myself an extra inch just in case, because you can never have too much extra when it comes to fabric. Except when you order about 4 yards of the same thing and it overlaps over the top of the table. And I made more of a mess. But that's what crafting is. Misses, hanging, and eventually success. So, taking a Sharpie. If you have one of those really thick ones, you might want to use that. Flatten your pattern down. Now before I start tracing, I'm going to take some of these little pins. Ow! Try not to stick myself with them. I'm going to pin them to my fabric so it's not going to move too much. Because, again, it's duct tape, it's going to want to stick to you. Not too many that you're going to end up sticking yourself and losing control. There we go. Now it's stuck in. Now, as you can see, I'm not forcing these pins. I'm basically putting them down at an angle, like so, and just gently pushing my thumb in. Just so there's no strain on the fabric or the stencil. This one's going to be tough. There we go. Now, it's good, stable, and I won't have to worry about the pattern shifting while I'm doing this. Just go ahead and go right above your stencil. Not so much that you're going to end up skewing your pattern. And I'm also taking my key lines that I have on my duct tape and I'm extending them out onto the fabric so that when I come back I can easily just connect the lines. Here, let me see if I could bring this down so you can see this happening. There we go. Okay, as I get stuck. There we go. And I'll hold this up when I'm done, so you get a good idea of what I mean by extending the lines out. Now, I'll probably be doing the stream for, let's say, about 2 hours or so. Just because I need to get up early tomorrow. I gotta get my license renewed. Dealer license, not driver's license. And I gotta test appointment. So that's gonna be a fun day. But I should be able to stream tomorrow about the same time, 10 o'clock, maybe 9:30, but most likely 10. Because Mom wants to go out for dinner and shopping. Now, I don't know if I will do a video on plush toy making, because I also do that, but I do save my patterns. If you get like a simplicity pattern, get yourself a poster or a card, basically those big presentation posters, and you could transfer that same pattern using Sharpies onto that board by basically tracing it over, and then you'll have pretty much a permanent stencil, so you're not going out and buying them over and over again. So now that's done, I'm gonna depin this, not depend. Peel it. Try not to stick yourself. And that is what you'll have. A nice perfect pattern with all your keyholes here. And you do see that one little seam that comes in here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all my keyholes, I'm just going to drag them inside. Because when this is sewn together, we're not going to go on the outside, we're not following this, we're actually following the inside pattern. So I'm just going to go ahead and extend those in. Make any notes on here that you need to, preferably where it is. So I will do back right face. What is top, what is bottom, and then this piece will be ready to go. And I missed a key. Shoot, 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 shoot. I missed the key. I missed 2 keys. 1, 2, center, end. That's why you don't throw that out until the very end, because you might miss something that will be very crucial. Okay, so bottom, top, and then the symbol, back, right, fix. Check the opposite side to make sure none of your ink has bled through. You might have some, which is fine, especially when it comes to your key points, but you don't want it to bleed out on your middle. So as you can see, our key points are still marked, but you can't see anything past that. So that is one piece done. I think there's 5 pieces. 2 ears, face 4, I can't do math while I have my day off. Alright, let's get into something a little bit more complicated. This booger. Right here. This here is a nasty piece. Because we have a bunch of holes, and we have a big curve in this. So, I'm going to put you up here. Stay. So right here, this is the front right face. This is a big section where we don't want to have seams basically right in the middle of the face, because that's where what this is. Basically right smack dab in the middle. Because we will have the 2 eye holes, and then we have the nose hole. But what we can do is we could cheat. We could separate it down here at the bottom, because a lot of people aren't going to see the bottom because the nose is going to come out. But we could do a lot of separations down here. And this is basically where my seam work is going to come in, here, and on the edges here. Away from the middle of the face. We want the middle to be untouched. So, like we did before, I'm going to go ahead and flip this very carefully, because there is a gap. We don't want duct tape to be stuck to duct tape like earlier. Take another drink, because I had to turn off the air conditioning. It's slowly getting hot. I just turned it off because I know that sound gets very annoying. to what we're dealing with. It's not too bad. But again, I do not want to be peeling duct tape from duct tape because I already did that. So I'm just going to carefully make my way around and hit the middle. Oh, no, you will get Sharpie all over your hands. Just know that. But it's better to use Sharpie than anything that's washable. Because especially if you're doing this in the summertime, you might sweat and you'll lose your pattern. I know, I tried. Did not end well. I think one of my first ones I used masking tape, which is fine, but mixing that with washable markers, half my pattern was gone. Because I kept sweating, I was nervous, I didn't know what to do. But you live, you learn, you move on, you make cookies, and you have a wonderful time. Now I'll probably get the main work done tomorrow, which is going to be more foam, but it's going to be a lighter foam that's going to make our hair bounce. And basically by hair bounce, that means it's going to be stable enough that it's going to keep the shape, but it's going to be light enough that it's going to freely move on its own. Because stagnant hair is okay for posing for fit pictures, but it's kind of a pain in the butt to fix if it gets broken. So you want a nice good bounce. Now, when I go on the trip to Maine, I'll probably take some video there, especially with my grandmother, because I don't know how long we have. And I really would like, you know, to have something to remember her. And yes, I do have, you know, ups and ends, but, you know, actually seeing her and hearing her voice would be nice. Since I didn't get any of my grandfather before he passed. Plus my grandmother's awesome. When she was living in Florida, she used to get high and go play bingo. Oh, I'm just glad they had food. But that's my family. We are an oddball group of people. Speaking of which, I didn't think I told you who this head is for. This head is not for me. It's not for an order. It's actually for my brother. Because he's going to take this head, he's going to take it to a wedding. He's going to get party cannons. And as soon as they say their vows, he's going to pop up from behind the pews in a Pinkie Pie outfit and fire confetti cannons inside the church. Oh, God. That's going to be awesome. I just hope he tests the party cannons here. This one's a little awkward. There we go. This one comes up here. Drops down. This one's here. Yeah, this is the biggest piece of them all. The main face. So I'm taking my time, making sure I get every last one of these keyholes. Because God help me if I miss one. Now, unfortunately, our wildwood trip was fun, but we did not get a Zapdos. There were so many spawns. I think on Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. There was 7 Zapdos spawns. Nobody was out doing it. We were sitting outside of a post office waiting for some people to come by. Turns out they're all after like a Lugia. Now Lugia's fine. I have a Lugia. But when you think that this is the only time to get a Zapdos, you should be out going after the thing that's going to expire. Not after Lugias that have been going on for the past 3 weeks. But luckily Niantic went and re-released the birds, and I still haven't caught one. Alright, this one comes here. This one's a big key jump here. Right there, here, this one here, this one here, this one here. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do for Christmas specials, because me and my mom put in a week ahead of, like, not a week, but a whole year ahead of time to have off for Christmas week, because working at a casino on Christmas really sucks. No offense, but I'd rather work New Year's Eve. But we're kind of planning another trip. Yeah, I know it's a lot of trips, but we might be doing Vegas, which God knows what kind of shenanigans I could get into. Alright, so this is here. And the symbol is the double lightning. Alright, now we get over here. This is the hair. This side is the opposite, which is our heart with an arrow. Alright. And finally, we just gotta do the bottom of the face here. I did want to do a live stream a little earlier, but Mom was down here watching America's Got Talent, and I'd rather not get flagged again for copyright. There we go. That's the top nose. And face. Alright. This bone is very fragile, so I'm being very careful here. This one. Oh, this one's gonna be tough. There's only one piece of duct tape right here. I don't want to peel this apart. that's why I said be careful, because I just dropped the duct tape on itself and it's going to be a pain in the butt to tear apart every single time. So that's done. Yeah, it's going to be a mess. Nice and easy. There we go. Whew, that could have ended badly. Could have ended so badly. Okay. I should get my other scissors so I don't ruin my fabric scissors. Whoop, got a mark here. There we go. Let me go grab my other scissors. There we go. Alright. Now I'm going to do is I'm going to try to flatten this out as much as I can. So I can keep this area exactly where it is. And definitely in the middle is where I'm going to have to do my separate. So, try to find the middle of the face. But not so much that you're going to damage a keyhole. Should be right here. Now I'm going to realign these and then make one keyhole that's going to bring these two together. Right there. I'll make 3 just in case. There we go. Now with my pattern open, I should get a nice flatter surface. I do see that I'm getting a little bit of a curve here, which is what I expected. But other than that, my brow line is smooth. My edges are pretty much smooth. Not too bad here. And it's just on this part, which is the same spot where we have our other separate on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this one just a little bit, find out where my problem child is. Just right here. Go down, nice and straight. That opens up. So now we get a nice flat area. Again, pushing it down, make sure it's nice and smooth, while also losing a bunch of skin cells in the process. But we are good. Hooray! Alright, so this one's going to be a bit bigger, so I'm going to need a little bit more room. Alright, let's grab our fabric again. Kind of looks like a mask. But we are going to put you... Slow myself with it. Get there for now. Okay, break out our fabric again. Oh, this one you're going to need a lot more pins. I do mean a lot. Don't tear, don't tear, don't tear, don't tear. Whew. Get myself a heart attack every single time I get some of these. What was that? You don't need this piece, so we could just set that down. Take your pins. Alright. It's going to be a little bit more difficult, but it's doable. I should move my drink, because it's probably going to spill. Over here. Right there. Okay. Hard part. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up a little bit more, just because when I put my fabric down, it's going to be at a weird angle. So I do want to keep the large amount of extra at the bottom. Again, this is why I go with the cheaper fabric. Just so when you do waste some, it's not going to be a big burden on the wallet. Now I'm going to put this right next to my first part, but I'm going to leave a nice 3 inches. Just so when I cut it out, there'll be a nice gap here that when I go to use my sewing machine, like I have room to run it. So now I'm just going to start pinning it as much as I can. This is one that you're definitely going to want to pin up, because it's a large piece and you don't want any of this to move. So get as many pins in this as you can. Be careful not to stick yourself because it still hurts. Come on. Trust me, making stuffed animals is a lot easier than making one of these. And since I'm going to be picking this fabric up and moving it, I need to lock these pins in. So pick it, pull it, and then push it in. So that's going to lock in. Now the duct tape will hold your pin if you still have that good tack on it, which mine clearly does. But now it's locked in. Now again, I'm taking my time because you do not want to screw up the front of the face. This is where a lot of people are going to be looking, and if there's one mess up, oh, it sticks out. Why is this one not going in? I might have to turn on the air conditioning because it's hot. Yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna turn it on. I am not dying. I'm also not getting stuck to my pattern. Okay, just warning, here it comes. I hope that's not too loud. What time is it now? Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Yeah, I could go for a little. I mean, I could probably do a lot of this off camera. Oh, okay, that one hurts. That one hurts, I'm stuck. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. 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 Ah. Ow. That didn't feel good. so tacky. Figure after all this time it would be its tackiness. No, no, it just grew stronger, like everything else in the world. Ow. I pinned the tail off. Which is fine, which is fine. We'll work with it. Meow, meow, meow. Meow. Yeah. Everything's nice and smooth. Don't want any unnecessary wrinkles. Right. Anyway, before I forget, we all know that the solar eclipse is happening on the 21st. Please, as a public service, do not buy any strange plants you see during or after the solar eclipse. I don't know why I kept trying to say express. New short from Polar Express. Solar Express. It burns! It burns! Meat raw. That's all raw. Alright, where's the pen? Alright, now that we have the good section of it taken, physically attached down, I'm going to go ahead and start laying this up. I'm going to push my fabric out and then start pinning the rest of it. I'm not going to remove these middle pins because they're what's basically going to keep everything stuck in one place. Then if this is off, then we are in trouble. Now, I don't know if you know about all the drama happening over at Antercon, but I will not be attending this year because everybody basically took out a really great comedian because of rumors. And after going there for 5 years, it's gotten very stale. So, I will be at a completely different FurCon, which is going to be awesome because it's going to be in Halloween. And it's going to be a mental asylum theme, which is going to be awesome. Ow! Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. mental silent thing. So you know that's basically going to be fun. Now hopefully I'll be on grave shift pretty soon. So there won't be any late night uh, streams. It'll be actually in daytime. And I could probably get some more in because I'll be more awake, and I don't think you guys would want to stay up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning waiting for a stream. I'm going to slowly start moving my pins. These ones out. Now I should be free from the table, hopefully. Nope, I still pin myself to the table. Red. Okay, let's see where my pens are. Yep, that's what I was crazy. Right, and not too bad. Not too bad. Just this little border here. Stuck in there. There we go. Now I gotta just repin you. And repin you. And not catch this table ball. And push it. I'm gonna fight. I don't need to fight. Pull this up. It's over here. There we go. Readjust everything, and then we can continue on. Make sure everything's lined up. I'll start repinning. Just like with one little notch down here. I put the pins on the laptop, so that's what you see me grabbing for. It's done. Come on. Try to be fancy. I failed. Alright. Nice and slow. Being careful not to shift anything. Right. Do not want to mess up that one little end there. Depin this. After working with duct tape, you're going to need a new set of pins because all the adhesive is going to end up on them. And sometimes you don't want stiff pins. And just point it down. You're centering everything so everything lines up. Get back to repinning. Like I said, this is one of the most time-consuming things, besides actually laying down all the duct tape. These things do not happen overnight. That's why pro suiters charge about $500 a head, because it takes time, effort, a lot of pain, money, and a good sense of patience. Oh, I also want to say a big thank you for 125 subscribers. I know the channel's been up for almost, I think we're coming up on a year and a half, 2 years. I think. I'll have to check my archives. But it's been up for a while. And you know what? I'll take it. I'm not shooting for 1 million. Honestly, when I started the channel, I'd be lucky if I got 5. But, yeah, it's just something I enjoy doing, and I just pulled a thread. Hopefully there was no needle attached to it. I got doggies, and I'd rather not them eat the needles. Alright. Footage, and then we're back. Make sure everything is lined up. It's here. Oh god, let's got the underarm. Alright. Oh, so what time are we looking at? Yeah, it's 11:30. Again, I can't stay up too late. I got to get my license renewed. Of course, I couldn't do it on my schedule. I have to do it on the day shift schedule. The only time I actually get up early is if there's free food involved, or I'm on vacation, or both. am I picking up here? Oh, it's a phone. Tight. Line. And back to pinning. Oh. Yeah, I'll probably do this more when it's off camera. But I at least want to show you how to get these patterns on properly so that you're not going to end up, you know, messing with it or ruining your stencils, especially when it comes to the main face. I can tell you how many times I ruined the main face. Actually, I could. Thank you. Yeah, it was about 2 times. Actually, technically 2.5. Because it was easy to recover it. I was hoping to get some sewing done tonight too, but I didn't realize how tacky this stuff was, how long it was going to take. Of course, I have more than I could chew sometimes, but that's life. After all, life is like eating a lemon. They look good, they smell good, but once you get into it, it's very tart, but yet satisfying at the end. And even with a lemon, you will always make more. Ow. It's right. Around there. We're almost done. We've reached the middle of the face and we finally moved on. Yay! Look, yeah. last bit. Then we go ahead and be done with this big piece. This piece. Oh. Yeah, those ones are stuck in there. Alright. So. Again, stable off. Gonna take time. All that precious time. It's gonna take time. You right. I'm taking my almost moving on. It's phone. No, it's not the phone. Huh. It's a mini one. Just picking up these pieces. It goes until later. Whew. Like I said, this is a massive, massive piece. No! Duct tape got stuck together. No! No! Come on. We're so close to the end. It's stuck on now. Let's grab our little pins. Try to cut up the last of this. Finally get this big chunk done. Phew. Now hopefully I should be able to get my place, like an actual place to live, maybe this coming year. I know I've been saving a lot of money, even though it sounds like I've been going on a lot of trips. When you're putting $400 away every paycheck, I'd save a big chunk of change. And trust me, nothing would be more fun than going over to Dave and Buster's on Wednesdays again, so I could get the guitar there, since I don't have an amp for mine. I don't have an acoustic. I've basically been using my Xbox as my amp. Let's get this chunk done. I'll worry about this little piece here. And yes, I would love to play for you guys, which I've ordered some non-electric instruments, which one has arrived, I'm just waiting for the others so I can learn them and we can play some music. Because here, it's crafts and cartoon craziness, emphasis on craziness. You don't know what's coming up next. Actually, I could probably show you the instrument that I got before the stream is over. Which I think is a really cool instrument. I mean, it's not every day you play a frog. And no, that isn't a euphemism for something with Kermit. Alright. Oh, that was nasty. Deep in this monstrosity. And I'll give you a scale of how big this thing is. Because I know it didn't look like much, but right? That is where my hand is, right here. Look how big that sucker is. Bam! But yeah, that is our front face. Right there. Now, same thing again. Time to mark it. Again, in part just going over, relining. Do 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 do. This part here. Oh man, this is huge. That's what she said. Meh, 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 meh. Here, this goes here. This goes here, this goes here, this goes here. There, and 3, 1, 2, 3. Alright. cut this out now. Then I can assure you that when we put them on, it's going to actually start covering up the face. And be careful so I don't end up in the hospital again. Let's get some first. Here, as you can see, I'm leaving a good solid 1 inch in between these pieces. Just so when I put it into the sewing machine, that I won't be basically fighting to find that line. And I'll show you when we get to the sewing machine. If there's any scraps you want to keep, use them for other craft projects. So it's a nice little chunk of pink we could probably use for like a little stuffed animal foot bottom or ear. That piece though. Move on to the big one. Now when it comes to these small little slits that we made so that we can flatten out the pattern, you can hand sew those. Because there's no point of breaking out the sewing machine for a 1 inch little cut. You definitely want to sew that in. Now the only place that I'm not going to be cutting this 1 inch gap is around my eye holes. Just because I'm going to be hot gluing them in, and I don't want too much extra fabric hanging off the sides. So I want a nice good seal on the eyes. The eyes can get pretty tricky. Because it's a lot of tucking, a lot of gluing, and just the right placement. You don't want any fabric sticking out from the eyes, like around the seam. Because I could easily separate glue, pulling them together, and then you have a nice little mess on your hands. Alright, so that's my bottom. Out the glue. Wow, that's what's up. Here, so that out. Close to this eye hole, but not so much that I can't change it later. So I'm leaving myself a good 1/4 inch of fabric right now around my eye holes. Alright, now it's done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and lay this over top of this face so you can actually see that there's progress being made. Okay. Good. So you don't go off and say, oh, don't say it's pinkie pie, you're not actually making pinkie pie. I am. It's a very long process. So, reach over here, grab the head that has been haunting me in my recovery, but I don't do anything about it. I'm going to take this piece, which is our face piece. Ready? Watch the magic. Did this right? nice, clean. Here. And down here. I'm just going to fill in the face with foam so it won't be as janky as it looks. This stuff in here. So I'm just going to adjust this so as you can see right here. Once we glue this down, I'm going to fill in the cracks here with the foam so we have a nice smooth face. It will look perfect. It takes time. And you know I don't know. So, let's see. Oh yes, the instrument. Before I wrap this up, so I'm probably going to cut out the rest of these pieces tomorrow after the dentist. Hopefully I'm not going to be with Novocaine. Because I've had that happen. I've had that never. Anyway. Ugh. The instrument I was talking about is this little guy right here. Take the hammer out and do a nice little video right there. It is a wooden frog. Look at that. It kind of looks like a dinosaur like that. And we take our little mallet and we whack the frog. But it makes little different tones. I thought it was just so neat because it's a wooden frog that makes different noises. But apparently it's a percussion instrument in China. I just like it, it's froggy. But you do get different notes. It's kind of funny. I like it. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up for this one. It's been an hour and 30 minutes now. And when we get back here tomorrow, hopefully around the same time, I will be done with the dentist. I won't be pumped up with Novocaine. I have these pieces cut out, and we'll get to the sewing and gluing, actually getting the hair done and everything. I hope I was going to be able to get the hair done this one, but yeah, I tried to get as much as I could. So guys, thanks for sticking by. Again, schedule is as follows. Wednesdays and Thursdays, till my schedule changes at work, will be live stream. Sunday will be a regular upload. Alright. Again, try not to make YouTube my full-time job, even though I have a full-time job. I don't plan on getting paid here. I mean, this is just for you guys. Alright? So guys, I will see you next one. Have a great night. And I don't have my mouth with me, so that's why I gotta lean in. I will see you later.